I guess the question is like with Andromeda, if you've got like 1,000 SKUs, do you set up individual Andromeda campaigns for each individual product for Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Your answer to that would be no.
Well, I mean, you could if you had the budget, but I wouldn't do that. I mean, think about how much money you're going to have per product, per SKU, per campaign. Yeah. Right. Like the campaign level is going to be the only thing that you can dictate on a spend level. But if we think about what the creative doing the targeting, the creative is going to take over no matter what. And so if you put it into a new campaign, you're basically just adding on the fake meta learning of those creative for that certain time period before it starts to push more ad spend to it. So you actually kind of limit the ad spend while you're trying to push ad spend during that time period. So just keep it in the same one.
All right. Well, the questions are backing up here, so we're going to have to get to these here. Yeah. El Mundo de Lolo has a question here. Do you want me to read them or you want to read them? I always forget which you want.
If you could read them, actually.
All right. I'll read them.
Yeah.
I want to start uncovering non-incremental spend, 40K Amazon, 50K Meta, 50K Google. Where should I start? Example 1, branded keyword on Amazon and Google. Google. Wait 2 weeks. Assess. 2, retargeting campaigns on Meta, etc.
So when you're, I think it's the next question is kind of a different topic. So when you understand, like when you say start uncovering non-incremental, I read that backwards. I would say I would like to uncover incremental spend, like where you can add more. Uncovering non-incremental, which means like I want to identify what I'm already spending on, which I don't understand.
I think incremental usually means like, additional. Where is my wasted ad spend? I think is what he's saying here.
I would say it's probably true. A good example of that is to simply do stress tests. So I don't stress tests are much better than holdout tests. Please, for the love of God, stop doing holdout tests. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Stress tests are where you actually want to start to push. So I know we only have 11 minutes. I have a case study. I think I shared it here before. But what we did is it was for that orthotics company for the shoes. Yep. They had, we pushed on Google, nothing happened. We lost top line profitability. We pulled back. We pushed on Meta. I mean, 50% in a week, 50% more, and they're already spending 6 figures. We pushed 50% more. Our ENCAC held, our MER held, our top line grew exactly. Yep. And our media spend grew with our top line perfectly. And our incremental, our contribution margin actually was 40% better. So there it's like, okay, that one works. Or you can simply take off an entire channel, but that's a little bit more risky. So my opinion is push on a channel and see how that happens to your global ENCAC and global MER after your sales cycle. For the first 3 days, it's going to look like shit. Yes, you can't grow hot buyers by day one when they just find out about your company. There's a thing called time and relativity. It's Einstein made it up. You look at him.
Waiting is the hardest part, which I think Tom Petty said.
Yeah. There's something called sales, and it takes some time. But yeah, so like that's what you want to look at, like those two points. But I would stress this: crank it up, don't pull back, because as you just saw, you can pull back, and things slowly get worse. Well, if Nike stops all commercials tomorrow, you don't forget about the shoe. Right. Holdout tests don't work.
Right. Yeah. So do the opposite. And there's very few shows where you quote Tom Petty and Einstein in the same sentence. So anyway, I just want to make that aware of that. Easy Peck has a question. Any advice for B2B lead gen Google Ads search? Funny you should mention this. We were just talking about this in the previous call. John?
B2B lead gen is one of the hardest things to do because people will actually Google B2B type of keywords. So what I mean by that is like industrial strength cleaner. Are you clearing out a warehouse? Like, no, I'm washing my daughter's bike, but I want a strong thing for her bike. Like that's what they want. They're industrial strength, that kind of stuff. So my opinion is when you're looking at B2B, you have to identify if there is any search traffic that is inclusionary of only B2B traffic. Bulk, mass, manufacturer, distributor, the warehouse, like those, you want to have those. If you do not have those, do not run it on search. In my opinion, you're better luck trying to prospect on Meta. Trust me, we're doing it right now. We are finding,
and it's uber competitive, and it's super cost per click heavy. Yeah.
You're going to pay like $65 for a company to be like, okay, that's one of the options we'll look at. And
I think I'll click all the other 3 ads too, and I'll look at the Google searches, and I'll do an AI search with OpenAI.
Yep. And B2B is long sales cycle, and they're going to come back to you each time. And if you're bidding up there number one and you're paying $100 a click, prepare to pay $100 a click 30 times over 3 months for the same person.
Right.
So it's very, very difficult. If it's not there, don't buy the haystack hoping for a needle. If there's no needles, don't buy the haystack. So just make sure that they have other inclusionary keywords that show intent for your specific industry, your specific relationship.
Yeah, so go super, super narrow on that as much as possible. All right, Isaiah has a two-part question here. When it comes to Black Friday sales period, are you going to be setting up a Black Friday campaign with all the company's main products inside it as their own ad sets? The reason I see John's not shaking his head already. Yeah, the reason I ask, I see benefits of having all the products under a single budget for scaling purposes, but you think this is maybe giving the algorithm too much room to mess up? Any advice?
So we actually did a video on this. I forget exactly when we do it. It does pay to come to these lives very frequently. I'm just saying, because we move very fast, and I can't remember. I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
I think it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, you want to put all of your ads in the same ad set. Meta, Andromeda, it will do creative targeting. Let me ask you this. If you change campaigns, what are you changing when the creative does the targeting? Spend levels?
I guess the question is like with Andromeda, if you've got like 1,000 SKUs, do you set up individual Andromeda campaigns for each individual product for Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Your answer to that would be no.
Well, I mean, you could if you had the budget, but I wouldn't do that. I mean, think about how much money you're going to have per product, per SKU, per campaign. Yeah. Like campaign level is going to be the only thing that you can dictate on a spend level. But if we think about the creative doing the targeting, the creative is going to take over no matter what. And so if you put it into a new campaign, you're basically just adding on the fake meta learning of those creative for that certain time period before it starts to push more ad spend to it. So you actually kind of limit the ad spend while you're trying to push ad spend during that time period. So just keep it in the same one. But you can, because it's in the same ad set and the pixel is going after the same audience for that conversion event, your creative is going to do the targeting. And remember what we just said at the beginning of the call, the creative, when you add anything to meta, targets warm traffic first. They wants to re-engage so that they continue those people on their experience and their learning journey. But when the next thing they see is Black Friday sale and people are like, oh yeah, I'm ready to go. And that gets all the clicks, all of the ad spend, like 98% of the ad spend goes to those ads. My opinion, though, is on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you're not going to grab a lot of people that are just like, oh, yeah, it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I should buy something. And that looks good. I'm going to click and buy now. Like your sales cycle doesn't immediately shorten for the majority of audiences because of Black Friday. It does for some, but not the majority. So you want to make sure you can use cost caps because of that, because it purposely engages warm traffic, because it says I'm going to focus on only what I think I can actually get out of the audience I've been warming up lately.
Yeah. Makes sense. John Moran's dog is back. He's very sleepy and very bruised right now.
Still sleeping right there, yeah.
Cracked jaw, unfortunately. But this John Moran's dog seems like he's bringing pretty good health. Which costs should be included or excluded when including ENCAC or MER? Should you include broader costs like salaries, office, and overhead, OpEx?
Great. You can. I would look at your fixed cost. Like if you have like a Ferrari you haven't told your wife about, you own the company, maybe, just try to like keep that off the balance sheet.
Don't tell your accountant either.
Well, we actually had a client that had like 2 horses at a stable. I'm like, where's this $12,000 a month probably like cost coming in from? They're like, oh, we have some horses. I'm like I'm not hitting ENCAC targets because you bought a horse. Like, oh my God. So like, that's what the conversation we had.
The cost of goods sold, John. Come on.
I know you can't just throw it on the expense list.
Remember, ENCAC is cost of goods sold with OpEx being a part of it because it's cash out. However, it's cost of goods sold and your desired profit margin in there primarily. Yeah. So remember, like, think about it as like the fluctuation of like, if you sell more, you spend more on this.
You scale. Anything scales. Yeah, exactly. If you're not getting a bigger office, if you're not going to pay yourself more money, then those are fixed costs. So I usually like to do COGS because let's just say, God forbid, you pass away and the building burns down. Well, now you're more profitable. So those are things that have nothing to do with marketing. So, and I say that because it's actually into good news. If you sell your company and you don't have a salary or office or overhead because the company that's buying you actually has all those pieces of infrastructure already put in place, then your EBITDA goes up. Now you can afford more. So I usually like to run off of just pure fixed costs, and that's depending upon your time horizon if you're planning an exit.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Good question there. All right. Need God. Never answered any questions from him.
That's a great name.
That's great. I think did they make bread?
I think so.
Stable meta accounts for months, but a sudden drop this week. Are you seeing a widespread issue? Is this related to Andromeda or a new algorithm tweak?
Yeah. You're the reason why I'm very busy lately is, I mean, I had the conversation earlier with that orthotics company this morning. Is the question I would say is that when you say sudden drop this week, there's like 50 things that could have gone wrong. And some of them could, or a lot of them could be nothing that you did. As an example, if you changed the concept unknowingly in meta, meaning that you was like, hey, people, I like, are you a female over the age of 35 want to go to college? And they're like, yes. And if you're like, hey, are you a female over the age of 35 that wants to go to college for veterinarian, and you were getting a whole bunch of nursing, then no, then your audience is no longer engaging. That could be just, my question to you is, do you take a look at your creative each week and say, I wonder who this is going to target, and I will wait to see if my performance goes down, or my engagement, my click-through rate, my frequency. If things start to go down, that means it's changing audiences because it's doing its own targeting. So because you said stable meta for months and then a sudden drop, take a look, in my opinion, only at your creative. If your creative is about the same, there's really nothing you could do without getting first click happy imports, because it could be engaging warm audiences, but they're not buying. Then boom, then now you're dead in the water again.
Yeah, check your data. It's not like we do that all the time, hovering it over, like seeing what conversion event is actually being triggered. Like that's a good place to start. Obviously,
we give you the tools in order for you to diagnose. And not in a bad way, but if you don't take advantage of those tools, we can't diagnose.
Right. Need God has I just love the name, so I'm just going to keep getting his questions. What's the tier 11 protocol for creative rotation on a single CBO Advantage Plus campaign? Specifically, how do you inject and remove seasonal offers without destabilizing the campaign?
Oh, we just add the entire offer in there because it's going to go after the same people that you're trying to hit with that offer anyway. If you're saying
doesn't reset the learning, that was a question.
No.
Yeah,
not at all. It won't reset the learning. It will burn through a warm audience, which may feel like a reset in learning. People a lot of times misattribute that to a reset in learning. But if you have a whole bunch of people that are waiting to buy, and then all of them buy, and you're not doing anything to keep filling up that warm or that cold audience, you go through like stable this way, then big sale, then lull, then back to normal, because you still made the same amount of sales, you just did in a shorter time frame.
Right, exactly. Andromeda, like we've got, oh my God, we're way at the bottom of the hour here. How are you doing on time?
I got a hard stop at 30
I got a hard stop too. All right, let's do this one. Have you ever charged clients for incremental results, like a percentage of incremental profits, or is it really hard to align and best stick to premium fees?
I do mine goal based. Like they're like, I want to double my company in the next 6 months. I'm like, okay, it's going to cost you 20 grand a month.
Yeah,
like that's how much. And then I don't punish my clients or like that kind of stuff personally. I'm expecting you're not a full blown agency, so I'm doing this for like the more freelance, I would guess, question type. If you're tier 11, we got to charge a lot because we offer a lot.
We have a huge overhead. Exactly. But we do performance based deals. Like we have
100%.
We have a couple that we're working on right now. So which is basically incremental dollar value per unit sold in a lot of cases, plus a somewhat of a flat fee. Obviously, you need creative diversification at this point. So the one that I'm thinking of needs actually more. But so that's the way that we do it.
Yeah, for me, as a lot of people know me from like the solutions aid and that kind of stuff. Like if I ever had like a personal client when I before tier 11, I would never charge anything over a flat rate fee. Personally, that was my opinion. I felt like I was punishing my client for me doing a better job. I don't know. It just felt weird.
Hard one to answer with little time left. All right, maybe this is the last question. Hey guys, longtime viewer, first time commenter. Love this season with a long sales cycle, multi-location business. Would you stick with one campaign?
Multi-location business, you don't have to, because you can set a location by the campaign, so it can't overlap, which is good. But if you're looking at like multi-location and doing local marketing, then no, I would do absolutely separate campaigns separated by geos. Now, if they were the same geo,
got one in Illinois, one in Massachusetts, one in Florida, three separate campaigns, or all in the same campaign?
No, 3 separate campaigns, because you want to have your ad spend to those locations, and you want to have the creative only talk about like, hey, Floridians, like you don't want to have that overlap. So because demographic, psychographic are dead, geographic is still enabled. Yeah, geographic is still where I would separate it out.
Rental units is the area.
I would absolutely
state of New Jersey, if they're all, your locations are like within 20, 30 minutes of each other, probably one campaign is my guess.
And you could do one campaign if you wanted to. The problem though is I always try to think about phase 2 and phase 3 and how to scale. So, and I know we have to go, but I think about phase 2, phase 3 and how to scale. So if I came to you and say, hey, these 2 states are crushing it, that state is doing absolute crap, now what? You're like, oh, damn it. I'm just going to be okay with 33% wasted ad spend. No, but if it was like those 2 campaigns are doing good, this one campaign isn't, what are you going to do? Then it's like, perfect. I'll be able to do that. So I do have to go. They're actually calling me now. I'm sorry.
We are. Well, thank you so much for everyone who asked questions. All of you, we didn't answer your questions. Come back early next week. We'll get to them. Sorry about that. We did go a little bit long on the content. John, thank you once again for
Thank you
cooking
so
up
much.
some crazy stuff in the ad lab. See y'all next Friday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. See ya.
Bye, everybody.